Previously on Miles in Transit.
Welcome to Wellesley, Massachusetts. I'm stuck here.
I want to go to like Virginia or West Virginia.
Hey, at this point, I'll settle for Needham.
We now return to Miles in Transit.
I settled for Needham.
All right, well, first of all, I'm really proud of my mom for graduating, not graduating.
I didn't graduate.
Graduating sophomore year at Wellesley.
Completing.
Yes. You're somehow younger than me, and yeah, you're my mom, but I don't know how that
we'd like
works.
to clear up any rumors. I think you can see the family resemblance. I had Miles when I was -9 months old, and here we are 20 years later.
Caroline, since you are done with the school year at Wellesley, you can now leave the town of Wellesley.
Yes, I have interesting angle you've got it at, but
my hand's tired. We've been staying in Boston, and I made her come to Needham to review the Needham stations.
Yep.
Needham Heights, Needham
I only
Center,
know Needham Heights.
Needham Junction.
I've only driven past Needham Heights because there's a store over there that it's very near and dear to my
We'll end up
heart.
there at some point, I'm sure.
Yes.
But first we have to review Needham Heights.
So whoever made this sign is not the best at centering things. You'll note this is probably a third of the way down, maybe a quarter.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the sheltered area, which is notably really far away from where the train actually boards. So no one was ever actually going to use this shelter.
Well, I'm curious why the train goes why does it board that far down in the first place? Why
Because
not
the
right here?
accessible ramp is down that way.
Got it,
They just built it really far down the platform. I mean, I bet this wastebasket doesn't even have a lot of stuff in it. Nope. Very little in there.
I know some people who work at the list.
Who?
Notably not. Anyone I'm forgetting?
So this is the last frontier bench before the long walk.
I don't really know how to gauge distance well, but I'd say this is football field maybe?
I could look on Google Maps. Yeah, I could look on Google Maps
100
after
yards,
and see. Oh, bike racks.
I mean, I think it's kind of ironic that where the train boards is all the way down here for accessibility purposes, and yet this pavement is very not flat.
Yeah.
I guess that's the word I'm looking for. What is
A wheelchair would have a bumpy ride.
You look particularly Fulmerish in your New York subway shirt.
So
We lied to you.
there are benches here. However, a wheelchair will have a fun time getting around this. But
And there are only 2 benches.
yeah, and as this is classic Needham line, they never have benches at the mini high platform for some reason, even though it's where you're supposed to wait. That's always really annoying. Also, there's a road up here, and you've walked all this way, but sadly you can't board. So if you're coming from this road, you have to go all the way down and around and back.
Sun's kind of in my eye.
Oh, I can jump down if you want.
Okay.
Just get out of my way. Actually, you want to film me jumping down? Okay, zoom out a bit. Ready?
Yes. Wow. So Needham Heights gets bonus points in my book because, get it? They have a little free library.
I would argue it's not really part of the station, but we'll run with it.
Here's what I would say. You miss your train. You're like, I have to stay at Needham Heights for an extra hour. And then all of a sudden, the sun shines through onto the little free library. Oh, Dinotopia. Classic.
We're going on a ship in our favorite rocket ship, shooting through the sky. Baby Einstein.
Okay, so All in all, infrastructure-wise, I think this is a lot better than the Wellesley stations because A, it is accessible, and B, there is at least some kind of covering, which, aside from the shack, I feel like this is the kind of place that teenagers would come. So I think I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. I think it's fairly solid, and I do give this one points for having some really nice ambiance. We've got a nice little park here, as we talked about the little free library. There's a Starbucks where I got this, and
the mystery store.
The mystery store. Drop your guesses in the comments. What do you think it is?
Well, that'll get the engagement up. I think I'm feeling a 5 out of 10 on Needham Heights.
That's fair.
I think that it's such a pain having to walk all the way down. So like the infrastructure here, while it exists, is really not going to be used by anyone because you're going to board the train way down.
Didn't you give Wellesley Farms a 5 out of 10 too though? And like that's not even accessible.
I like Wellesley Farms.
You like the shack. Very meta. You're filming him filming the train. What did you just say?
Nothing.
Tell me what you
I'm
just
not
said.
going to include this.
What'd you just say?
You know I'm going to delete this so I can save space for later.
Okay, have you typed your comment yet? Have you got your guess in about what this mystery store is? I'll give you one last hint. I'm from California, and this store was founded in California.
Amazon.
And that's, no, Amazon's from Washington.
Oh,
And-
yeah, good point.
And that's one of the reasons it is very near and dear
Apple.
to my heart. I think I've said near
Apple
and dear
store.
to my heart several times.
Apple Store, it's the Apple Store.
I mean, the Apple Store was technically founded closer to where I live. I hope one of you got it right.
Microsoft Store.
Trader Joe's. Sponsored. This is sponsored content.
I don't know if we're legally allowed to say that.
not
Needham Center. These stations are closer together than the Wellesley ones.
Yes.
And this road is just a normal suburban road with
No crazy,
sidewalks.
no crazy journey.
I
on
know.
This trip. Oh, this is a lot better than
Well,
Needham Heights.
this is all the same, really. Like the
Well-
accessible platform, but it's a shorter walk.
It's a shorter walk.
But it doesn't have a bench on it still.
No,
But there are benches around here.
There are more benches down here because
Mhm.
there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
There is no shelter.
I
But
know.
to me, this is
There
less
might
of a
be
big
one
deal
further
because
down.
Numbtots are gonna hate me for this, but if it's the weather's bad, you could just wait in your car. And, like right
There is
before the
parking
train
right
is-
here.
The train gets here.
Is this station parking? No, it says 2-hour parking on that sign.
Wow, I guess it's
So I'm not
station
sure.
parking. Kind of reminds me of the Caltrain station in the way it's integrated into like the shops.
It almost acts as an extension of the street.
Yeah.
There's technically a shelter under Vans Taylor, but
Look at flower boxes.
that's very nice.
This is a high class, not socially class, just like a classy station.
It's Needham, so
It is
probably
high
is high
class,
class. All right, I think we're done
We're
here.
done.
So what's your
Well,
review?
I actually want Home of Allie Raisman 2012.
Whoa!
Oh, we were just talking yesterday about how much I love Allie Raisman, and
Oh
I
my
feel like
God.
a fake fan because I didn't even know she was from
forgot
Needham. Okay, all the Needham stations get a 10 out of 10 just for the fact that Allie Raisman might have used the commuter rail at one of these lovely stations. Okay, anyway.
What
Wellesley
would you
Center?
score Needham Center?
Needham Center. You got me thinking about Wellesley. I think that Needham Center is gonna get a 9 out of 10 from me. This
Wow.
gets points for, once again, accessibility, integration, ease of crossing the tracks, the potted flower,
Yeah.
the fact that Allie Raisman is from Needham. I don't know. I think the only thing that is missing is a proper shelter, and if it had that, it would be a 10 out of 10 for me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a 7. I think shelter is important because not everyone drives to the station. So if it was raining, you would be
You
stuck
really
here.
think the people of Needham are walking to
Well,
the
I
station?
think The station is
You
so
have grossly
integrated into the center
underestimated.
that I think that there are definitely people who do walk.
Okay, that's good.
I agree with you that I like how it feels like it's a part of, it's meshed in with the downtown. The station does have a ton of charm, and
The charm is off the charts here.
I would say it's an easy 7 for me.
Okay,
Needham Junction.
off we go. That scared me.
Yeah. Yeah, FRA rules. Level crossing, you gotta longhorn, shorthorn, longhorn.
Beautiful sunset.
This is also a rare suburban walk where I don't feel like a pariah for walking.
Yeah.
We feel
There's been
fairly
a sidewalk
welcome.
the whole time.
Other pedestrians most of the time. This stop is Needham Junction.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah. We have a bus shelter for the 59, where the 59 ends. And the station's up here where some sort of hootenanny going on, because I see a lot of people up there.
Yeah, there's-
But, oh, I forgot, the Needham Junction station building, if I'm not mistaken, it still should be, I think I'm really zoomed in, is an ice cream shop.
Oh, that's fun.
So if you want ice cream.
That's what's happening right here.
Yeah, I think I'm
That
really
is
zoomed in right
totally
now.
it.
But if you want ice cream, I don't like ice cream. There must be really good ice cream here because it's a party. How are we going to conduct our station review with all this distraction? Lots of shelter at this one.
Yeah.
And these benches are somewhat usable because the mini high isn't that far over. Okay, we've seen the nice sheltered bit.
Yes.
Here's the bike rack. Here's the rest. Honestly, not much going on.
It's too close.
It is too close. You're standing there. Needham Junction. Needham Junction. Needham Junction.
Yeah, Needham Junction is very cool. Love the shelter, love the benches, love the ice cream. It's cool because it's kind of a dual use. Like there's probably 30 people here getting their ice cream, like families and teenagers. Not. This is a good use of a station for reasons other than I think that's actually very cool. Also accessible.
Yes.
I think there's nothing, I mean, hypothetically I could give this one a 10 out of 10, but I feel like that's too, that seems like everything about it is perfect and like it is kind of farther out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for that reason it will also get a 9 out of 10, just like Needham Center. What about
Okay.
you?
I'm feeling an 8 on this one. This is always my favorite of the Needhams. I would say just points off because it's a single track and the mini high is still like kind of out there. All right, we're on a shuttle bus, a Needham Line shuttle bus, operated by a T vehicle, union work. That's great. But why are they running a shuttle bus, you might ask? Do you know?
I don't know. I've heard, but I don't know.
The Robert Street Bridge replacement. And the T has made us a coloring book to fill out on our ride back.
Well, we forgot to bring pens, so we'll color it back to
Oh.
Boston, but
Okay.
you didn't tell me to bring the pen.
I thought you knew. Caroline, I have a surprise. This is Hersey, the 4th station in Needham. It just doesn't have Needham in the name. So, right on the spot, based on what you can see, what are you going to give it? Okay, cool. Caroline said my mask is upside down. Is she right? All right, Forest Hills.
Bye-bye, Orange Line.
Yeah, how'd you like it?
I must say it's not my favorite line. Thoughts on Needham? The stations are much closer together, which is kind of cool. Overall, I hadn't spent much time in the town. Like literally had only just gone to the Trader Joe's, and it's actually like a very cool town. The little downtown is cute. It has more than Wellesley.
Yeah.
I don't know. What did you think?
Well, I like how Wellesley is your comparison point because, like,
I mean,
Needham isn't that exciting in the grand scheme of things, but
you must remember. This is good. I don't know what to compare this to, but this is like, I guess this is if someone from like a very rural town like comes into suburbia and is like, what? There's stores?
Yeah, exactly.
And they've never been to a big city before. Like, that's kind of how I feel.
Right.
Ultimately, it wasn't really settling for Needham. Needham was kind of cool.
Wow.
Needham, it's kind of cool. Hey y'all, I am back in California and Miles gave me some homework to do. I have to color in this map of the Robert Street Bridge, so stay tuned. You may be wondering why the Robert Street Bridge is pink and purple, and MBTA consider this my official recommendation to paint the Robert Street Bridge pink and purple. I think it would really spruce up the Roslindale station. I don't know if I said that right because I've never been there, but